All right, today we're going to try to create a sound and place it on the matrix pads, matrix buttons on the KORG Pa5X. So this is something I wanted to do for months and had a hard time figuring it out until the new user guide came out. And with some help with some people in the forums, I finally got this to work. But we're going to end up bringing a sound in. We're going to import a sound that I already have on a USB drive. We're going to assign it to or create a pad first, which will make a sound, which will put it on the sound user bank. And then we'll be able to apply it and put it in the matrix buttons in one of the positions we want to do. That was my original intent. As I did this, I realized that's not really the way for me to go. I should probably put it on one of the 4 button pads, but for now, I'm going to show you how to program the matrix button, and then you'll be able to do the pads as well once the sound is created. So I have a second camera set up right here. I hate shaky cameras. So I have a second camera set up right here. I'm going to try to get some close-ups of this as I do it, and I'll zoom in as best I can. So let's follow along and we'll get started. So turn my camera on here. Hope that's not too shaky, and here come the glasses. All right, so first thing we need to do is pull our bring your file up with your songs. I already have this song file up that I created. Don't do this over a factory song, but start a new song. I'm going to hit record edit. Let me back up 1 second. Make sure you know your beats per minute. So this song should be 120 beats per minute. That's going to affect how your sample comes in. If your sample is faster or slower, it will loop differently, and it's going to make you think you're recording improperly and you're not. So hit record edit, and the first thing I'm going to do is start with the sampler. So sample, upper right hand corner, load sample. This is the sample I'm looking for. It's PAP1. Okay. And I'm going to hit upper right hand corner load. So there's my sound. That's what I'm trying to program to button number 1 right here in the matrix pad. I'll hit use 0. It just means when it combines it or mixes it, it's going to try to splice things together as the data crosses the 0 point, the center line, so you get a cleaner splice or a cleaner loop. Okay, so I'm hitting use 0. From here I'm going to hit save. And I'm going to save it to the sound effects family, SFX. I'm going to hit compression. Our manuals say we have 4 gigs of sample memory compressed up to 8 gigs. Our actual devices show 2.5. Hopefully that gets corrected, but it should be 4 gigs. It's going to get me more space if I use a compression. So I'm using compression, and I'm going to save it as a new sample, PAP1. Right sample, yes. There it is. Now I'm going to hit menu, multi-sample, and I'm going to assign a key, so I'll put it in as G7. I don't want this to change, and I typically work on some of my samples all the way on the right side of my keyboard because it's not where I get to too often. I'm going to load my sample, PAP1, that's the guy I just did. I should have done that first, I guess. G7, and I'm good. So I'm going to hit save, which brings up my text block, and we'll call this DM PRP. I have my screen tilted up for the camera, and I can't see the screen as well, so if you see me fumbling, that's part of it. Multi-sample. Okay, so there it is. Save as a new multi-sample, yes. Save. Are you sure? Yes. So there's my multi-sample. I don't want it to loop, but I could set that up as well. I just want a single hit. Once that's done, sometimes I like to hit save again just to make sure it goes through and rewrites itself, but save, yes. Okay, I'm going to hit exit. If I want to see my samples, actually from the menu, I can show you that too. So multi-sample, I can touch on this and it'll give me a screenshot of what I have as far as in my sample library. Okay, so I have a couple I already created, but this is this one. I'm going to hit exit. And now I'm going to go into sound edit. So record, sound edit, and I'm going to bring this sound in. So I don't need polyphony, I'm just going to go mono is fine. I'm going to hit menu, basic, and now I'm going to select user and my multi-sample. what I just did was DM PRP1 multi-sample. So that's what I'm looking for. So there it is, the multi-sample. It's in the oscillator. I can play it. Done. I'm going to hit Save Sound. I'm going to write this to DM PRP1 pad. That's where I'm going to end up at. So PRP1 pad. I could browse and see the empty slot I'm going to, but I can see right here it's an empty slot. But I could browse and see I'm going to an empty slot. That's fine. Exit. And I want to save that pad. So there we go. That sample is now assigned to that pad. I'll hit save again because I like the added security. And I should be able to exit. Now I have to create the pad. So it's still here. But now I have to create the pad. So I'm going to hit exit, record mode, new pad. New pad. I know that my beats per minute for this measure is 120. At least that sample is 120 beats per minute, and it's one measure long, so my CV length is going to be 1. CV1 in parentheses means it hasn't been recorded yet. We're about to do that right now. So right now I can select my sound. It's set for Pop Kit 1. I'm going to choose this. Go to my user bank and pull up my new sample, PRP1 pad. Hit exit. And from here, I initially thought I was done. Hey, I got it. I can load my sample and go, right? Or save my pad and go. You cannot. You still have to record it. And this is a little bit strange. So the volume dropped a little bit. So what I'm going to do is change my record volume and bring it all the way up. Okay? And I have to time it. So I got 120 beats per minute, and it's a little bit strange recording process. I'm going to have to hit the start on player 1. I'm going to watch one measure count in, and I'm going to basically start it on the first beat of the second measure or the first measure after the count in. So here we go. Okay. So as I said earlier, if you had a song loaded that was at 80 beats per minute and I put this in at 120, it's going to cut itself off and you're going to think you're missing the record every time you do it. So make sure that your beats per minute here matches your song, or more importantly, your song matches what you're doing right now, or it's going to make you think you're making an error when you're not. Chased my tail on this one. So I'm going to come up and hit Save Pad. Same thing. And I'm going to call it PRP1 pad. Okay. I'm assigning it to the user bank, user 1, hit save. Okay. If we do the same thing for luck, save pad, save, overwrite. That way you know you got it where you want it to be. All right, from here I should be able to hit exit. And you see it's, by the way, before I go at CV1, it's now in capitals. That means I have that section recorded. So CV1's recorded. So I hit exit, and now I can assign the pad. Go back to that. So it's already in that pad, but I was trying to put it over in the matrix pad. I'm going to come over and hit matrix. And this tricked me for a long time, so I couldn't get to the edit mode. How do you get there, right? And these 4 buttons look exactly like those 4 buttons, and they're not. Okay, these are 1, 2, 3, and 4, the mute. So don't confuse that, but it's very easy to think that those were those 4, and they're not. So I see this, and I have to expand it. Now I get the edit tab. Doesn't exist until I hit the expand, edit. I want to get rid of this guy, replace that. And I should have my new DMPRP1 pad right there. Hit exit. There it is. I should be able to just hit exit and leave. Okay, back to main, doesn't matter. There it is. Problem. Do I want it to loop? I do not want it to loop. So let's go record edit, pad edit, this one, menu, pad type and control, and turn loop off. One shot. I want to make it a one-shot pad. Okay, say pad, everything else is the same, exists overwrite, yes, exit. Now, back to where I was. Bingo. That's what I was looking for. All right, so I have my whole thing set up. And there you have it. That is how you create a pad. That's how you create a pad. That's how you create the sound. Move it into your pads. Once it's created as a pad, you can assign it as a sound up to the matrix buttons, matrix pads, and you can work from there. So I hope this helps you, and I hope you can use this for your 5X. And obviously we know there's a bunch of complaints about the 5X, but absolutely fantastic instrument. I love this thing. I love experimenting with it. And I love what it can do, and I just can't wait to see where I can go from here. So enjoy your playing and keep on going. Thanks. Hope it helps.